Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a pre-fight show for Hunt versus Mir UFC Fight Night. So I'll do a pre-fight rundown of the main card with predictions. So I'll make this a quick, straight-to-the-point episode. Let's get started with the main event. Frank Mir, former UFC heavyweight champion, versus Mark, the Super Samoan Hunt. Top-ranked heavyweight in the UFC for quite a while now. Yeah, you got grappler versus striker. Mark Hunt, great kickboxing. Frank Mir, great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Pretty obvious. And I'm going to Mark Hunt first round knockout. I think his takedown defense holds up in the first round long enough, and mid to late in the first round he gets the knockout. But Frank Mir will try to clinch up initially, and then he will get pushed away by Mark Hunt, and Mark Hunt will land a heavy clean shot on Frank Mir and knock him out in the first round. So I'm picking, Mark Hunt, first round KO. Then in the welterweight division, we have Hector Lombard versus Neil Magny. Hector Lombard, heavy-handed striker, great grappling skills, wrestling skills. Neil Magny, well-rounded, knows how to use reach, has height advantage over many of his opponents. And I got Neil Magny winning by unanimous decision here. I think he squeaks out each round due to strikes and avoiding the judo of Hector Lombard and avoiding some of the heavy strikes, and he gets the job done. I think Neil Magny barely squeaks this one out though, because I think Hector Lombard will get some throws here, judo tosses here. Maybe there will be some grappling exchanges, but I think ultimately Hector Lombard will gas out in the second or third round, and Neil Magny will definitely score big in the second and or third round. So I got Neil Magny, if anything, winning 29-28 unanimous decision in this one, due to points on strikes. Then in the lightweight division, we have Jake Matthews versus Johnny Hollywood Case. Jake Matthews, a top prospect from Australia, from Ultimate Fighter Nations, Canada versus Australia. Yeah, Jake Matthews, young kid, top prospect, has a world ahead of him in the sport of mixed martial arts. And he's fighting another top prospect, Johnny Hollywood Case, in the lightweight division. Johnny Case, well-rounded, great grappling skills. He has cardio for days, and I think when push comes to shove, Johnny Case has the better cardio, and I think that's what's going to win this fight, because both stylistically young guys, full of energy, but Johnny Case has that extra bit of energy, and I think there's going to be some grappling exchanges here. Johnny Case may get some top position here in ground and pound, but no significant thing happening on the ground, but just enough to score some points, and thus Johnny Case winning 29-28 or 30-27 unanimous decision. Then in the middleweight division, we have Dan Kelly versus Antonio Carlos Jr., or Shoeface, his nickname, and he was believe it or not, a heavyweight on Ultimate Fighter Season 3 Brazil, and he's since then dropped down to middleweight. And Antonio Carlos Jr., he's a well-rounded guy. I mean, he's been in the game for quite a while, and he's trained with the likes of Junior Dos Santos, some good training partners there. And Dan Kelly, I mean, he has great judo. This one, though, I think the cardio goes out for Dan Kelly. I think Dan Kelly, I think he's going to gas out second or third round. Shoeface is going to be the fresher fighter going into the second round. I think Dan Kelly's going to try hard in the first round to get a lot done, and he may, but I don't know if he'll be able to finish Antonio Carlos Jr. in that first round, and if he doesn't, he'll be gassed out in round 2 and 3, and Antonio will capitalize and win 29-28 or 30-27 unanimous decision. Then, and that's in the middleweight division. Then in the light heavyweight division, we have James Sauna versus Steve Bossa. And this one, I went back and forth on, to be honest with you. This one, I'm not too confident in my pick, but I'll go with Steve Bosse, round 1 KO, because I just feel like James Sahuna's chin is questionable. However, James Sahuna has fought a lot of tougher competition than Steve Bosse, and that's where Steve Bosse has the better record. So I was really conflicted here because you got Steve Bosse, better record, but fought the lesser names. James Sahuna fought the bigger names, more losses on that win-loss record. He's been knocked out in devastating fashion. However, Steve Bosse, if he fought that same caliber of fighters, would he get knocked out all the time? That's what I wonder. But nonetheless, I will go with Steve on this. I think he has a good training camp, and he's just a guy that definitely has potential. And James Sahuna, he's more of the fighter that could be on his way out of the UFC. Yeah, I mean, it's oof. I think the James Sahuna hype train for now has come to a close. However, not to say he couldn't ever make a comeback in his career, but I think as far as this matchup goes, Steve Bosse, I'm giving him only a 51% chance of winning this fight. I think this fight could end by a knockout on either end. But yeah, nonetheless, I picked Steve Bosse, round 1 KO. But again, I'm only giving him a 51% chance of winning this fight. Then to kick off the main card, in the women's strawweight division, we have Beck Rawlings versus vshomme. And yeah, this one was a tough one for me to call because I feel like Homme has a lot of experience and can go the distance. Beck Rawlings, you know, she's barely over 50% win-loss record. It's this one was tough, but I picked Beck Rawlings because it's in Australia, and Beck Rawlings has a home field advantage, and I think she will feed off that, and it will play in her favor, and she will get the win here, either by submission or decision. Submission in the second or third round, or decision, which I just picked decision. I'll say 29-28. I could picture vshomme winning a round, a debatable round out of one of these 3 rounds they go. And yeah, I think, however, Beck Rawlings will win at least 2 out of the 3 rounds. So there you have it. There's my picks for this main card. Stay tuned for my next episode, which will be the post-fight episode of this main card, and also I plan on doing some more special episodes coming real soon. So stay tuned, there's a lot more coming. So until then, see ya.